Yeah, definitely.
All right, last up today is Walker Parks. Go ahead with questions.
Walker 7 practices in. Is there a theme that you sort of have observed just in general, just how things have gone overall?
Yeah, I would say the theme right now is just getting better, especially, you know, as a team trying to get better, developing the new offense and everything, the scheme that we're running. Definitely getting better every day, and for me, getting better as well, and getting the rust off, because unfortunately for me, I missed a spring, had to have my ankle repaired. So I was joking with the coach earlier. I said it's kind of like a rusty truck you find your grandpa's barn right now. I need some polishing, new wheels, maybe some gas, but you know, getting back to it and just working on getting better every day.
I guess Will Putnam was telling us about, you know, ankle flexibility was something you maybe didn't really have last year.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, what was it like playing with the ankle last year? How much more flexibility, athleticism, ability to do things do you have now after the surgery?
Yeah, it was really frustrating. So last year versus NC State, I turned my hips on a twist in the pass game and got hit and tore a ligament in my ankle. Obviously couldn't have it reconstructed yet because I needed to play in the season. So it wasn't as painful as much as it was uncomfortable and annoying. Because I mean, you go out there and you know, I mean, like you take Toradol or whatever, Advil, and you know, you don't feel as much tape it up with the boot on. So I mean, it was a little stiff, but more aggravating because I mean, we're running outside zone and I can't run like you see on the second play versus Tennessee. We run outside zone and you know, Tyler Barron, number 9, I can't reach him because I have a left foot. You know, I'm running out there with a brick in my shoe. So I mean, it was definitely frustrating, but I mean, good experience because now when I come back to it, you know, that's what, if you would have asked me last year, you know, how's it going? I'm like, oh, I mean, you know, Joey Meadows is tough. You know, I'm feeling sorry for myself, listening to myself instead of talking to myself. But now it's like, you know, I get to be on Joey Meadows. I get to win reps. I get to lose reps. It's more so like, all right, I'm getting my ankle back. Like I'm just grateful to be out there. And it's, you know, I've gained a lot of athleticism back. And you know, as far as 100%, you know, I'm not sure because we're still on day 7. Nobody's 100% on day 7. So still working in the training room, still doing rehab, and you know, I spent the entire summer working on it. You know, huge shout out to our training staff, helped me a ton, getting the flexibility back. I feel good. You know, I'm sure, you know, you watch the film, on some plays I look a little slow, and you can tell. That's what my biggest issue right now is. I'd say backside of counter and backside of inside zone. I'm stepping under myself with that left foot, the same one that I had reconstructed. So definitely some issues, you know, nothing huge, but that's the biggest tweak that I'm trying to fix right now. So, but like I said, just working on it. You know, I didn't even know until somebody said I had no idea what day it was at camp. You know, that's when I'm just laser focused on the next practice, but working to get it back. I feel good. I feel very healthy. I feel great. Like I said, huge shout out to the training staff. But you know, it's just going to be an everyday process of getting it better. And which I mean, I'm down to just tape now. You know, last season since October, I played soft cast, and then I would tape and then spat over the foot, and then I would put a Takeo bracelet on, which is pretty much like a Timberland boot, and then tape over that too out there. And you know, by the time you do that, you've got a cement foot. So just extremely grateful to be back out there and be running around with my friends again.
Talking with Jalen, he talked about the kind of seniority and the veterans in the defensive backfield.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of the same story with the O-line. What does that say about just the process of the 4 years you've been here to see such a strong unit on that offensive line with Coach Austin?
Yeah, it's been really fun, which I feel like an old man saying that now that I'm going into my 4th season. It's gone by so fast, and that's what I think back to, you know, 2020, I was a swing tackle, getting a little action here and there. You know, we get up a few touchdowns, they throw me in. 2021, getting thrown in the fire and baptized. You know, I was ready for it mentally, maybe not physically. You know, we got our butts kicked a couple times, and that was because of us up front, absolutely. You know, people can say what they want, but I mean, we weren't producing up front. If you don't have an offensive line, you don't have anything. So watching it develop and come together, which, you know, we've worked our butts off every year, but the thing is, with offensive line, you don't, very rarely, and not always, I mean, you get a guy that you can bring in, and it's just, you know, a freak of nature, you know, unreal. You get guys like Blake Miller last year that just comes in and is ready to play immediately, and you know, handles his business. That's extremely uncommon. You know, most of the time when you look at the offensive line, it's a development position, and it takes 3-4 years to get guys ready, and we're finally at that point now where, you know, it's kind of like, and like I said, playing with your best friends. I've got Blake Miller next to me. I've got Putnam on the other side of me. My 2 roommates. We hang out every night. We eat dinner all the time. It's like, it's different playing with your friends when you played years, especially with Putnam. You know, we played together so long. I was tackle, he was guard. We just bumped in. You know, I mean, you're still playing next to each other. It's like, especially in pass pro, you know, we don't even, which we do make communications. Obviously, we're going to make the calls and set the defense, but like I know what he's going to do, and he knows what I'm going to do, and we, you know, we can kind of get a feel for it. It's like working as one unit, which it's supposed to be, obviously. But I mean, when you get out there and play with a unit like that that's developed and worked hard for years, and been, you know, baptized in fire, and you know, been through the ringer and everything like that, it's just it's a great experience to come out, and we're a long way from where we need to be, absolutely. Still need to press the tempo, still need to get stronger, faster, everything like that. But like I said, it's day 7, so I mean, we're still working. But I'm really excited for this unit. I think Coach Austin has done a great job developing us mentally and physically, so I think it should be a good season for the offensive line. I'm really excited to see us work together.
It seems like Tristan Lee is a solid example of that kind of year's development.
Absolutely,
What have
yeah.
you seen out of him, and how has he grown since you've known him?
I think mentally Tristan has always been ready. I don't think, and maybe understanding the playbook, maybe not as a freshman, I don't think he was ready, but he's had the same work ethic since he got here. And that dude will work. He's a workhorse. He's never complained. He brings energy, attitude. I can't give enough praise to Tristan Lee. And there's nobody more deserving than Tristan. Great kid, Like I said, never complains. It's just about his business. He's a chippy guy, but he's not going to cross the line. It's just, I think Tristan is a perfect example of a development guy that comes in, might not be ready his first year or second year, but third year. I think it's time for Tristan Lee. He's taking that next step, and like I said, nobody works harder than Tristan. So I'm so excited to see him ball out.
For you, somebody who's just getting into this offense sort of on the field,
Yes, sir.
what's the biggest difference for the offensive line? I mean, I know there's a lot of similarities, but what's the biggest difference to you?
The biggest difference for me, I would say, maybe a little touches here and there with the scheme. Adding the GT, I pull a lot, which I love. I think that's one of my specialties that I'm good at, is pulling. And I love getting out in space. So if we go against like a odd defense or Okie, and the DN crashes inside, I get to go out and hit a corner or linebacker or somebody else. So I think fitting in there in the offense like that was, there's really not a whole lot more difference. There is differences, don't get me wrong. I'm back and forth, but in that regard, sorry, I lost my train of thought.
It's okay.
If I come back, can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
I was
started
just
rambling.
curious sort of the biggest differences between this scheme and the previous for the offensive
Yeah, that's
line.
right. Yeah, my bad. So I'd say the biggest difference right now is the offensive line setting the pass protection. Last year we would have calls, preset, and we could change it here and there on the defense, but now it's solely up to the offensive line. We call it when we come in front. So I would say that's the biggest difference, but I mean, the mindset is still the same. So it's been really good for us so far.
Where previously the quarterback would set it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Kind of watching David Tigernet.com. Kind of
Yeah, I
watching
know.
kind of watching you guys who camp so far. It feels like there's a little different mindset with this line, that there's more confidence there.
Yep.
Watching you yesterday, I go, man, there may be 8 that they can go win with, and more coming. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we have a solidified 5 that we can win with, and I feel like we have backups that we can win with right now. And I feel like there's backups coming that we can win with. And the offensive line is going to be deep, and that's one of our goals, is we develop the first 5 and then develop competitive depth. So the goal is to have 2 units that can take the field and go dominate and put up points, and then get more guys in there as much as we can to get everybody on the field.
Dietrich Pennington's a guy that kind of shocked me, I guess, in a good way a little bit.
Yeah.
What have you seen?
Yeah, he's gotten a lot
out of
better
him to
too.
get back?
Yeah, no, Dietrich has gotten a lot better. He struggled a little bit, so he's had a knee injury that y'all know about. Obviously, he came in as a freshman and blew his knee out, and so he struggled with that. But he's gotten a lot better. But I mean, there's nobody on the field stronger than Dietrich. I mean, you get ask the weight training staff for a sheet of the numbers, and Dietrich's at the top of everything lift wise. So I mean, if he gets his hands on you, you're done for. But he's gotten a lot better too. I think he's a guy that will come along and take that next step, and he's gonna help us a lot this year too.
You have time for 1 or 2 more?
Does it feel like the starting 5 is firm, solidified right now, or is there still time to?
I mean, that's a tough question, because I mean, we've got 5 guys that we can win with, but we've got 6 and 7 and 8 guys that we can win with. So I think, knock on wood, and God pray that we all stay healthy. But I think that we have more than a starting 5. I know we got 5 guys that take the field now, but that's something that we're still developing throughout camp and still evaluating. It's an everyday battle. We get graded every day, like every single day. So I mean, that's something that we got to figure out. I mean, I'm fighting for spots still too. So I mean, it's like you got to go out there and fight every day. We got the 5 that are right out there that I'm very confident in, but one guy goes down, another one comes in. I'm still very confident. So we got a few guys that we can mix and match and plug and play, and we're still good.
I guess we've heard a lot of talk about Peter Woods.
Yep.
What is it like to block him? Can you describe the experience?
Yeah, he's a great player. He's very developed for a freshman, very strong too. That's another guy, you look at his weight room numbers, he's very strong. He's strong, but he's twitchy as well. So I think Peter's a very well-developed player for how young he is, which obviously I missed the spring, didn't get to go against him, which we've gone back and forth. I've lost, I've won. That's a guy that, you know, you win some, you lose some against. He's a great player. Got a lot of respect for him. He's about his business. He works hard. Great kid too. That's what, you know, he'll come out here and play football, and then he was up there singing on Sunday at our chapel service. So I mean, Peter's a great player, and I think he's going to play a lot this year too and help us a ton. And he's a very developed, well-rounded player.
Time for one more.
It's just, you live with Blake now too?
Yep.
And Will?
Yeah, so my roommates, Will Putnam, Blake Miller, and Patrick Blockhorst. Patrick Blockhorst is the younger brother of Matt Blockhorst, who played here back a couple of years ago. So we all live together, and that's kind of the unit we're rolling with now. It's West Lane.
Because Will was telling me there was some kind of Royal Rumble in the pool or something like that.
I don't know. I'm sure there was. I'm there for some of it. Sometimes I'm not. You know, and that's what sometimes they'll do. We like to wrestle. I mean, like practice, because I mean it's good. It's like out here we pretty much wrestle. We play King of the Ring, which is a drill with Coach Austin, where it's pretty much like W drill, but it's the O line. You lock up. You have one hand under, one hand on top, and you got to try to like replace your hand and then drive the guy out of the circle. So I don't know what he's talking about. Honestly, I'm sure that they did have some sort of match or whatever. I'm not. I'm not sure. I wouldn't put it past him. I don't doubt it, but I think I missed that one.
Thank you, Walker.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you all.